So really quick here, I want to show you guys how I find trades every single day by only using two charts. Now the first chart that I love to use is the S&P 500 ETF Trust, or basically the S&P 500 index, basically SPY, right? And when I use SPY, I'm basically using that as a tester for the rest of the market and how it's going to perform. So I'm going to show you guys live in this video right now how I found today's trades and basically how I plan my swing trades for the coming week. So first things first, we're on the 15-minute chart right here. This was today's intraday trading session. As you can see, we started off relatively stable and ended up dumping into most of the rest of the kind of trading session that we saw in the later parts of today, right? I think we ended up got about 11:30. We were down to about, what is that, $55 a share, which and then we shot up a little bit into after hours, but then ended up in after hours ending about the same. So with this specific chart, when I looked at this morning, I said, okay, obviously I didn't really have this context here because the day hadn't played out. So let's kind of show you what I basically was seeing kind of around 7:30, 8 o'clock or so. So I was just starting to see the market dump off. And one of the things that I really want to tell you guys that I think is super, super important is that if you're trading in the first couple of hours of market open, you're making a huge, huge mistake. Stay away from those time frames. Stay away from the first 1 to 2 hours of market open. It's ultra volatile. It's going to be incredibly hard to make consistent profit during that time. And it's just not something I would recommend you doing. I would really highly advise you staying away from that time period. And basically when I saw this, I was like, all right, market's definitely going to be in somewhat of a free fall here. And then even just taking into account global news, the overall kind of national tensions aren't super great right now. And what ended up happening? We kept dumping down further and further, right? And that's kind of into the kind of later part of the afternoon. We saw basically about that, where we were dumping pretty significantly towards the downside. Now, when I saw this, I then checked over to this other chart, and here's the second chart that I used today. This is WMT, otherwise known as Walmart. Now, if we look at the overall chart here, you can see that basically Walmart is super overbought, right? We are heavily on the upside here on the RSI, and same with the overall price action. Now, this is on the daily chart, so we want to get a little bit more context than that. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll go down to the 15-minute chart, or I'll go to the 4-hour chart. But for this instance, I'm gonna go to the 15 because we're gonna be day trading. I went to the 15 and then I noticed that, it's still pretty stable for the last couple of days. There hasn't been much volatility, but you can tell if you back test back to these 3 intraday trading sessions right here, what happened? Well, we had a breakout towards the upside right here, and then we had another breakout towards the upside right here, and another one right here. What happened after each of those breakouts towards the upside? We saw an immediate, almost significant drop in overall value and overall price into the coming day. And it just keeps happening the more you back test this back and back. So what does WMT look like it continues to want to do? It wants to break out, but the second it breaks out, it's too overbought, so it can't continue that momentum, and we see more downside selling pressure. Now, when we go back to this daily chart, which was kind of what I was planning this entire swing trade off of, that's where we're at, right? We're at a huge overvaluation, a huge level where we're overbought, and these levels just aren't sustainable, guys. And because they're not sustainable, one of the things that I thought to myself, I said, okay, the levels aren't sustainable. Very clearly, when we back test this, it continues to want to break out, but it can't because of the levels that we're at right now. It looks to me that we're in for a drop in overall value in this specific equity, right? Which means that we're basically going to lose value. So what do I like to do when something I think is going to go, down in value? I trade puts on it, right? So I ended up buying some puts, and this is a free trade that I'm giving to you guys right now that normally I would have to I'd be giving you inside of my Discord. And again, that was the trade I ended up taking down here. We had WMT, which hasn't played out quite yet, and obviously today's trade, which there you go, there's a free little trade for you. If you guys are curious though, and want to get access to the live times that I take these trades at, because again, just because you saw that trade right now doesn't mean it's still a good entry point. That entry point is long gone. If you were to enter that right now, you'd probably lose money. And depending on your overall strategy, you could lose money regardless, right? Trading is a risky thing. You should only do it if you have money that you're willing to lose. I really recommend that you obviously seek professional investment advice before anything. This is what I like to do. This is my personal strategy. But if you guys want to learn exactly what I'm buying on a day-to-day basis and get updates on what I'm buying as far as stock options go or trading stocks, I'd really recommend joining the Discord with the first link down in the description. Head over to the Join Us tab right here, click the Join Us tab, and then click any of these links in here. That'll take you to the page where you can sign up to join the actual group itself. You can either go with our yearly option or a monthly option. We have options for all budgets, and then simply all you have to do is hit the upgrade button. Once you hit the upgrade button, you log in with your Discord, and then you'll be ready to go. Hopefully this helps. Hopefully I gave some kind of value in today's video, and I'd really appreciate if you join the Discord. And that's really all I'm asking you guys. You don't even have to like or subscribe. Just hit that first Discord link down below, and I can't wait to see you guys in there and answer any questions that you might have and help you guys out.